Hello, Soul Tribe friends and family. I'm here for a collective message today. Now, this is going to be the same general timeless message. It is going to come with a little bit of a collective update as we just had Saturn go into retrograde. That one is a big one, along with Neptune retrograde. We have Mercury retrograde in just a few days. I believe Chiron goes retrograde at the end of July every year. So we're just in a retrograde season, so feel free to take in a deep breath, connect with that inner source of yours so you can know what parts of this reading may be for you. Now, this is going to be a reading for the next 6 months and really for this retrograde season, but whenever you do come across this, it can be for you. And if you would like a personal reading, a one-on-one personal session with me, Akashic Records for past life healing, anything else, you can go to 144bluerosetemple.com or you can email me. All of that information is always going to be in the box below. Now, the next, say 6 months or so, we'll have Neptune retrograde. We will have Saturn retrograde. We have some Chiron retrograde going on, and we do have a Mercury retrograde that is just about to start. But I want to talk about Saturn retrograde, as we have talked a little bit about the Neptune. Saturn is bringing Chronos activations and initiations, and Chronos he's the kind of energy. And what that really is going to bring, Saturn retrograde, and even through those Chronos activations and initiations, because the next 6 months is spiritual initiation. With Neptune retrograde and Saturn retrograde, and then Saturn will be moving into Pisces soon. It's going to go back into another round of Pisces. It comes back into Aries next year. That's a lot of energy. That is a very initiatory portal of you releasing multi-dimensional past life patriarchal structures and programs within and without of you that just simply do not serve you, that are oppressing, suppressing, blocking your highest potential as a soul in this lifetime. Chronos is the archetypal father, not always the best one. Go look up the story of Chronos, and it's really actually purging out that Chronos father archetype, which has everything to do with patriarchal programs and systems and structures, purging out those programs. And again, Chronos ate his children, so there's a story with that one, but there's going to be a lot of that energy for the next 6 months. We also have Lilith and Scorpio until I believe it's October at 1 degree, or just about 1 degree. It was 1 degree maybe a month ago, but I haven't checked since then. So with all that energy, this entire year is a spiritual initiation. We have Pisces in the North Node as well. This is asking you to rise into your highest truth, your authenticity as a soul, beyond even, right? When we think about Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, it's releasing your own programs, illusions, etc. within. And bringing you into your organic new earth ascension timeline. But it is going to be 6 months of initiation, 6 months of releasing illusions, 6 months of releasing the programs, the shackles within and without of you, whether that be of the mind. This next 6 to 8 months is going to bring up for some of you those karmic soul contracts that oppress you, that keep you suppressed, that you could finally be free or liberated from them. All right, it's also, speaking of that, the throat chakra, it's an initiation of your throat. That's what I was going to say. This next 6 to 8 months is a spiritual initiation into your soul's highest truth. What is your ancient truth, which is multidimensional, even beyond this lifetime? Where that Neptune, that Saturn, it dissolves the ego. It dissolves old parts of the personality, traumas, societal, religious program and conditioning, for you to come home to who you truly are. And for you to rise in that authenticity. Next 6 to 8 months are all initiations of those things. All right. So it's a lot of Phoenix rising moving into next year. And definitely that energy of the tapas, that fire when it comes for the next 6 months, closing out 2025. And like I said at the beginning of the year, 2025 is 10 years in one. And by that doesn't mean that you're going fast. Not at all. You're grounded and anchored. But you're grounded and anchored as the energy just dissolves without of you. This next 6 to 8 months, be grounded, rooted, and anchored in your soul or your ancient truth. And allow what is heavy, kind of like the 10 of Wands energy, allow it to just be released over here. All right, so that's what I have for you as far as an update. We're just going to be getting in a reading, though, of the next 6 to 8 months of this spiritual initiation, this retrograde season. So again, take a deep breath, connect with that inner source of yours. Whenever I start channeling faster too, it usually is like really channeling, where it's just spitting right out without even filtering it. We do have Eye of Horus here, awakening divine perception. Yeah, it's a spiritual initiation. It's an opening of the third eye. With the Eye of Horus. Horus also represents the divine child. You are being reborn again, collective, into the true, right, or authentic, or the highest version of you. For all signs, for the ancient souls. Oh, not the initiation card, collective. All right, you do have initiation and mother of life, nourishment of the golden grain mother. Yes, the next 6 to 8 months are a spiritual initiation. Remembering that life is the initiator. You are unraveling your own inner mysteries, your ancestral mysteries, etc. Coming back home to your highest self and your ancient truth. And that is exactly what's going to come up in the next 6 to 8 months. But what you do need to know is through these initiations, remembering that life is the initiator in the mystery school, you're held very safely by the Divine Mother. And maybe for some of you that's Isis or Set. Maybe for some of you it's Mother Mary, or just simply Sophia, the Cosmic Divine Mother. You are held as you go through this transformation here. And as you are reborn again, Eye of Horus. That's what's coming through for the rest of 2025. All right, let's get some more messages. For the next 6 to 8 months, this retrograde season, for the 144,000, for the chosen one, for the ancient souls, for the next 6 to 8 months, why do we have Eye of Horus, initiation, and mother of life? Why do we have Eye of Horus, initiation? Yeah, you're changing consciousness over here. Confirmation that you are so guided, you are guarded, and you are supported and taken care of over here. So yes, you know, there's going to be a lot of transformation in the collective. You are safe to transform, you know, and that's exactly what this world is going to keep reiterating back to everyone. You know, chosen ones, divine souls, unawakened, everyone. You know, it is reflecting back that root chakra where there's a lot going on in the world. When there's a lot going on, you can't control what's without of you, but you can remain rooted, right? And so a lot of those themes are going to be coming up in the world. But again, you see beyond that, right? We see beyond everything that is happening and going on. That's not to bypass things, right? But we see the truth of what is happening in the world and what is happening in our journeys. We have changing consciousness, awareness, and extrasensory perception. Again, with Pisces in the North Node, with Saturn moving back into Pisces in a retrograde, and we have Neptune retrograde. You're changing consciousness. Really, you're changing worlds. You're changing dimensions, etc. You are reclaiming your multidimensional remembrance, which is your highest truth. We have the meditation here. In the midst of all of this, the meditation, peace, relief, and sanctuary. It was a Saturn transit a few months ago where I told the collective, you know, this is your initiation into peace, relief, and sanctuary. You know, when you cannot control what's happening in the world, when you cannot control the war in the world, or even the war in other people, you remain rooted and grounded in your souls or your highest truth. You know, and again, what this world and what life is going to keep reflecting back to everyone is you are your own safety. You are your own root. You know, with peace, relief, and sanctuary here. With Pisces in the North Node, it's going to ask everyone, hey, like it's actually vital. It's important to plug into source every day. I always say you plug in your phone, your laptop, plug into higher self, plug into source, God. We do have the pathway, direction, purpose, and change. There will be redirections here. Your path is going to be revealed to you, especially during this next 6 to 8 months. And so whoever, you know, is seeking clarity of what is my path, what are my gifts, the next 6 to 8 months are definitely going to reveal it for you. Now, what do we have as more messages for the next 6 to 8 months for the chosen ones? Next 6 to 8 months, yeah, becoming grounded, embodiment, living in connection. The rose garden, innocence, forgiveness, and being gentle with yourself. All right, we are nature. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? All right, as you're ascending, you know, and that's like I said, you cannot control the world, right? We can only control our own awakening. We can only control our own inner safety. And that's a big message, even for light workers, where people are awakening. But often it's like this, like when you first have that Kundalini awakening, or even that first dark night of the soul, where, when you try to save someone that's drowning and they're just like that, having boundaries during this time where, it's having compassion with the balance of boundaries of the world is awakening right now. This is the great mass awakening, but it will take your boundaries as well. And that's been a little bit of a topic in the collective. And the code is within you, okay? You've got the codes, you have got the keys, collective. The blueprint is within you. Take the next step. In the next 6 to 8 months, even if you're still questioning, what is my blueprint? Those questions, all of your questions, are going to be answered for the next 6 to 8 months in 144 as soon as I say that, all right? The codes are within you. You have got the blueprint. You know what I'm hearing too? I've got the power. So maybe for some of you, I feel like that's the light worker and chosen ones 144,000 song that we're just all playing telepathically to one another all over the world. I've got the power. All right. Divine Mother and Father, Holy Spirit of God, for all signs, for the chosen ones, for the 144,000, for the next 6 to 8 months of spiritual initiation for the collective. Why do we have Eye of Horus, initiation, and Mother of Life? Why do we have Eye of Horus, initiation, and Mother of Life? So what I see here with these 3 cards is releasing of old programs of security that never served you anyway, that actually do keep you stuck, right? So say, for example, like it's not my soul's highest truth to go to like a college and say study like mathematics. Like just say that's not my soul's highest truth. That's what I had chose out of fear, etc. Things like that, right? And we do have a new Venusian 8-year cycle that started in March too. So there's just a theme in the collective of what makes you feel safe and secure. Uranus was in Taurus. Uranus moved into Gemini. So Uranus and Taurus was also about those systems, those programs that make you feel safe and secure. We have security. Boom, 2 of Swords. All right, so there are a lot of deprogramming, releasing of, again, like false security programs. We have Queen of Cups here. Can you feel safe being open and vulnerable? In general, like if I think of Gaia, Sophia, and Christ, and the crystal grids of the planet, again, when I say patriarchal, matriarchal, it is not men and women at all whatsoever. It's just the energy of the world. So patriarchal is more of a masculine energy of like, let's go, go, go. Matriarchal is like, we just rest and we receive. It's a balance of the two. It's, it's not moving from one to the other. It definitely is a balance of the two. What I do see here is overall the next 6 to 8 months, it's actually bringing the world. So I'm seeing Gaia, and I'm seeing like the crystal grids and the guardian keepers of the earth. And it's bringing the world into a more feminine state, into a more Shakti energy. And that's just what I'm seeing here. You can feel safe and secure without working for 10 hours a day and wondering, am I going to be able to make the bills or this or that? No, you should not be working 10 to 18 hours a day. That's not your soul's highest truth. That is a patriarchal program. Your life force energy is meant to, maybe do other things or this or that. For example, with King of Pentacles, the Saturn retrograde, you're also going to be liberated and free from karmic soul contracts that don't serve you. Like that ex that you're tied to that is really bad to you. No, in those 6 to 8 months, you are free. Of this or of that, or, whatever's been kind of heavy upon you, Saturn energy-wise. The next 6 to 8 months, you're going to be able to release what's heavy. It may not be comfortable. It's still Saturn energy. And at some point, it's what made you feel safe and secure. Or like, say, for example, we see this in tarot readings a lot, where you have like that ex that maybe you even have kids with or this or that. And, but it's just a lot dealing with that contract. Like where they give you this little bit, but then they give you this much that you got to deal with. Things like that. Those things are going to be coming up for you. And again, coming more into that Queen of Cups energy. Where you can just live in your blueprint without having to do the extra stuff. 144 as I say that. All right. Now for Like, and I'm just going to give this one example too. Say it's your soul's destiny to, say, be some sort of well-known speaker. Like, you're meant to be on TED Talk, the truth, okay, collective? You are meant to be on TED Talk. You are meant to speak to crowds that have 60,000 people, 100,000 people. Your voice is meant to be heard. But you have programs and systems and structures that keep you oppressed, that keep you at home, that keep you from being seen. And that's what I'm seeing for some of you too. Like, no, your soul destiny cannot be kept from you. The contracts that are even oppressing and suppressing your soul destiny, those are going to be cleared too. You know, and so just examples like that, where it may not be easy to release some of those structures as it brings temporary, what you may feel is instability or uncomfortability. This is going to free you on a soul level the next 6 to 8 months of spiritual initiation in the collective. And as always, make sure you have support. You know, you're so supported spiritually, your soul family, etc. For the collective, all signs, the chosen ones. Why the King of Pentacles here? Yeah, they were never safe and secure anyway with these program systems and structures that you're releasing in the next 6 to 8 months. We have 5 of coins here. And again, that's the example of, like, say you have like a shared trust fund or whatever, right, with your ex. But it's just like, yeah, but to stay connected to them is just like terrible for my soul, you know, etc. That will come in another form, you know. So like things like that where it's like, I don't want to release this out of fear. You're going to get that back, you know. So just things like that. For the next 6 to 8 months of spiritual initiation for the chosen ones, for the 144,000 in the collective, why 2 of Swords? Yeah, that Saturn retrograde. It's releasing what doesn't serve you on a overall level. And as I say that, I'm hearing like Kali Ma, you know, 2 of Swords, 10 of Swords. It was not going to serve you on a soul level in the long run anyway. You know, why Queen of Cups here? Justice, balance, truth. Home. Collective. That makes me want to cry, where it's like, yeah, it's initiations, you know, 6 to 8 months, Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde. I'm pretty sure Chiron retrograde is coming up too. And we got Lilith and Scorpio, 1 degrees until Scorpio season. Woof, that is a year. A year of a lot of transformation, right? It's the year of the snake, the serpent, and so much scorpionic energy, which is Pluto. It's transformation, death, and rebirth. Queen of Cups, Justice card, 4 of Wands, 3 of Cups, 6 of Cups. It all comes back in higher collective. I have chills as I say that. You know, and again, that's like an example of, and I just know a friend of mine that's like, oh, I have, I don't know what it is, you know, like say, for example, just $15,000 tied to my ex, but that person is just so, like, takes everything from you. Your life force energy is probably worth more than that $15,000 that's connected to that ex, you know, and, you know, it works out differently for everyone, but just an example. Anything you lost, it's coming back way higher, and it's on a soul level. Justice card here. And honestly, what Spirit's saying too here, collective, is life actually can be easier. Allow life to be easier for you. And sometimes life becomes easier, though, as you kind of just temporarily let go of what doesn't serve you anymore. That person, that thing, you know. For some of you, maybe it's like a 9-to-5 system. For some of you, maybe it's the education system, you know, etc. It doesn't serve overall, you know, at least on a soul level. In the next 6 to 8 months, when I tell you your life is soul aligned, and I see you so happy, you know, where yes, this makes you feel safe and secure, this King of Pentacles. And it is a ending in 10 of Swords for, you know, temporarily. You come back to balance, and that come back to balance is a forever balance. It's a soul aligned balance that you can't bring this out of balance after that 6 to 8 months. All right, so this next 6 to 8 months is truly going to change your life and initiate you into a soul aligned life. I would say your dream life. I don't see like a 10 of Cups or 10 of Pentacles, but I will say everything is soul aligned in the next 6 to 8 months. Everything is very happy, very, very organic. very pure here as well. All right. Now, what is some advice for this next 6 to 8 months for the collective? There you go, your dream life over here, 10 of Cups. Why 10 of Cups for the next 6 to 8 months for the collective? Now, what some of you just need to know, and maybe that's why I said it, where it's like, hey, that lover of yours, that like it's just easier to keep them. I think it was coming up for a reason. Like some of you do have an ex, you're married. No, divine judgment, that marriage is karmic. That relationship is karmic, and this person is holding you back. You know, and sometimes, you know, like let's stick together can still be from a place of trauma, right? Or you want things to, you want to have that happy family, but I think there's also the truth of like, it's probably safer, it's probably healthier for children not to maybe see this, right? If you do have children, you know, or it's probably healthier for our cortisol systems and all those other different things to not be together. What I do see is you and someone else are actually not meant for one another. And again, I'm not saying that you're not meant for them. I'm just saying the cards are saying that this is karmic. And that there's always going to be something there. Either someone's deceiving you, someone has different intentions than you think that they do, or you're with someone that is not going to change or awaken, and it's only going to be karmic. You know, you're going to keep ascending, it's just going to keep getting worse. And that is what happens in relationships where one is ascending and it just, you know, eventually gets to the point where it's just so much that they do eventually, you know, go separate ways. 144 as I say that. So that's what I'm just seeing here. You have 10 of Cups and then the Lover's card. Like, you did try, but for some of you, Saturn retrograde, it will be shifting your actual like romantic relationship or marriage, where, you know, it is going to be much more conscious, much more intentional. It doesn't look that your marriage is soul aligned, you know, and again, where it's like, well, we own all this together. It's just easier to stay together because of everything that we have together. But those then are karmic things that are keeping, you know, so just things like that. All of those different types of topics and themes, whether that be in marriage, with your family, right? With friends, whatever it is, it's going to be coming up for you. All right, now let's get some other oracles of advice. What is another Isis message for the next 6 to 8 months of spiritual initiation for the collective? What is another Isis message for the next 6 to 8 months? Cartouche, divine names of power over here. Now, you're going to be recognizing in the next 6 to 8 months your power. For some of you, there are spiritual names that are going to be revealed to you that you hold this power, you hold this remembrance, or you hold some sort of, you know, again, multidimensional truth, remembrance, whatever it is, past life, you have a connection to a particular ascended master. There are new names that are being given to you. Cartouche is also very, very protective. One's name would be in a cartouche and it would protect them for a lifetime. You know, and actually, not even a lifetime. Cartouches through the afterlife, you know, and so what you also need to know is, yes, this is happening. You're just being transformed. You are being crystallized. And you are very protected as you go through this process over here with Cartouche. Okay, so that's what I have for you, collective. 6 to 8 months of spiritual initiation, but you truly are coming right into your soul aligned life. All right, but I'm sending you all so much love, so many blessings to your day. And if you would like a personal reading, one-on-one personal session, or Akashic Records, go to 144bluerosetemple.com.